We combine tailor-made speed, maximum forgiveness, and a new level of fitting to give you more distance from more of the face. Unlock another level with the all-new QI35.
Yeah, that's the one.
From TaylorMade.
Sudarshan, thanks for joining us inside the ropes, and congratulations from the Golf Dome here in Manitoba to the PGA Tour this week. First of all, how does that sound for you?
That in a way that sounds pretty cool, and it's quite the journey when you say it like that. So yeah, it's been awesome the last few days to kind of take it in a little bit more, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it next year.
We'll go to the journey momentarily, but you alluded to it. What have the last 48 or 54 hours been like for you here?
Yeah, I mean, I spent time with my parents. They were there last week at the tournament, so they could see me play. They saw the ceremony, and um, obviously gotten a lot of nice words and acknowledgments from a bunch of players and people that I know from all over the country and stuff like and the world and stuff like that. So it's been really cool to kind of take it in a little bit, and it's not fully sunk in yet, and I think it'll kind of sink in a little bit more when I get out there next year and I play the tournaments on that I've watched on TV. So yeah, I mean, it'll get in a little bit more once it gets closer to the season.
What was that moment like when all of a sudden you realized that you got it done?
Yeah, I mean, a bit of relief, and because it was pretty stressful last few weeks. Knowing obviously I'm around that, I'm pretty close. I just need to kind of just keep playing well, decent enough to get the card. So it was a bit of relief, bit of just kind of relaxation, realization that I've done what I've always wanted to do and I've dreamt of doing. So yeah.
Where's the card now? Like, is it in your pocket? Are you taking it everywhere? Is it on a mantle? What's going on here for you?
So I gave it to my parents, my dad, and they have it at home. So I'm not at home right now. I mean, obviously they were there, but I'm right now in Phoenix, kind of just getting a little bit of rest and getting ready for whatever tournaments that I have coming up.
So you're not carrying it around, flashing it, walking into restaurants, trying to use this thing for the best seat in the house yet?
No, no. It'll be something that the parents will have and keep it in the house and just kind of look whenever we want to look at it and just kind of yeah.
A lot of excitement here in Manitoba, and I know you've heard from a lot of people around the province just with your ties here. So let's go
Mhm.
back. Tell us about you and your family coming here to Winnipeg, spending time, and what you remember from your early years of really falling in love with this sport.
Yeah, I mean, I moved when I was 4 years old to Winnipeg. I lived there till I was 11. At the time, it was obviously just for my dad's work. It was not had pretty much nothing to do with golf, but I mean, I had some interest in golf from just watching it on TV, and I mean, obviously the stories out there, and but I mean, I started playing when I was 6 officially. Like I used like a rental set of clubs at the golf dome, and that's where it really started. And I didn't play my first like proper round of golf till I was 9 years old. And I actually funny my first um, tournament my first tournament was my first 18 holes I've ever played at 9 years old. So yeah, I know it's kind of crazy to think of it like that, but I'd always kind of just played because I had school, right? And I wouldn't really get much time to actually go out and play 18 holes. So it'd just be playing 9 holes or not even 9 holes, playing all the way till dark, or I'd just be practicing hitting golf balls. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the journey has been pretty cool. I mean, I'm obviously still far from being done as a professional, so I've had time sometimes to kind of reflect on it, but I mean, I think once it gets a little bit closer to being finished, that's when I can really take in my whole journey a bit more.
You mentioned being at the Golf Dome. How about outside and some of those rounds and some of those golf courses here around Winnipeg and surrounding area that you had a chance to get out and grow your game on?
Yeah, so I mean, the two courses I primarily played at were Larders at St. Andrews, then Meadows at East St. Paul, which I know that doesn't exist anymore. St. Vital Golf Center, where I practiced at as well. So those are the places I would go for practicing playing, and then obviously playing tournaments at Toulon, and then uh, in Winkler, and all these different places. Again, Larders, Meadows at East St. Paul, and then Transcona, those kind of golf courses. So playing on MJT, and then I think one time in the Bantam Championship when I was 10 years old, 10 or 11 years old. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it played all these different courses, and I mean, it was pretty cool at that time. You don't really get much time during the year to actually get to play. So whatever you've played, you just had to try to play the best that I could. So yeah.
For that Bantam Championship that you played, what was that experience like for you? And I ask the question obviously now because we've got so many juniors that are growing up in the game and will now look at you and say, "Hey, I want to be like him." Do you remember that at all? Can you take us back to that point in your early career?
Yeah, I kind of remembered a little bit. I mean, I know obviously that was my first one, like proper kind of championship that I played. I'm playing MJT, where you just kind of like playing 2 day tournaments. This was also a 2 day tournament, but it's bigger, obviously, on if you think of it in a way, because it's the championship. So, I mean, obviously, I think, competing in the main division, and I was just trying to win. I don't think I finished something like fourth or fifth, but then I realized, oh, there actually is like a subdivision which I won, and I thought, oh, pretty cool. But I was just so focused on the main division I was playing that I didn't realize, oh, I won the subdivision. But it was pretty cool, and I mean, anytime you win, it's obviously really cool as a kid, because it just kind of reassures that what you're doing is good. And I mean, I still am very competitive, and I was very competitive and wanted to win. So anytime I won, it was pretty cool.
What drew you to the sport? Like what really gravitated when you started swinging the clubs and all of a sudden playing 9 holes to 18 and obviously now
Yeah.
getting on tour? Was there one thing that was really like, okay, this is what I want to do?
Well, I mean, the reason I got into golf was, I mean, I'll kind of briefly say the story. I mean, when I was in India, I mean, I was just a crazy restless child. I wouldn't sit still, and my dad would put golf on TV, the European Tour golf, just to kind of doze off to, not actually to watch it. He didn't have any interest in golf. But then the only time I would sit still was when I would be watching the golf on the TV
Okay.
for whatever reason. And my mom saw that, and he was like, this is the only time he's sitting still. Maybe he has some interest in it. And to be honest, to this day, I don't really know what it is. It could have been just the colors on the TV or whatever it was. But and then I eventually got like a plastic set of clubs, and I was just hitting it around the house and loved it. Um, I mean, initially when I started playing, I the reason I said was because of just kind of the peace of playing golf. It's I felt like you're in the city and stuff. It gets kind of crazy, and or at school it's a very busy and all that stuff. And golf was kind of the one thing I could just kind of you're out there on the course by yourself. It's just you and the ball and a club, and it's just I felt at peace. And then playing all these different golf courses was cool because you can every course is different. The way you have to play is different, so you could get kind of creative and stuff like that. And as I started playing more and more, it was just kind of I was pretty good at it, and it was a sport that I could play to kind of show my competitiveness and wanting to win and be the best that I can be. So, and now it's just a mixture of everything. When I play now, it's includes all of that stuff as I learned as a kid or drew to as a kid.
I know the majority of your time is either in Ontario or now down in Phoenix, where we're visiting with you from today. But
Mhm.
you've had a chance to get back to Winnipeg for a couple times. You've played in the Manitoba Open. And you know, when you have a chance to do that, do those memories flood right back into you when you get back into the city?
Yeah, I mean, especially the first time in 2022, because that was the first time I had, or me and my parents had been back since we moved. And that was really when it was like we drove past all the where we lived or all these golf courses. And it was pretty cool to kind of get those memories back and kind of just take it in a little bit. And I mean, obviously, then playing in the tournament and it was obviously Southwood was a course I had not played before, but it was a very good course, and it was a pivotal point both years in my career to kind of try to get to where I am. I had decent finishes. And I think the one in 22 I finished top five. The one in 23 I finished inside top 25 or something like that. So both good finishes, and both that helped me to kind of get a good number of points and stuff like that for my seasons to try to improve my status and kind of get to where I am now.
I know you're looking forward to the upcoming PGA Tour calendar where you get to play on it full time, but you've had a
Mhm.
chance to play one, the RBC Canadian Open. Can you take us inside the ropes what that experience was like? And was there a highlight for you during the event or meeting anybody? What really stands out for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was my first one, first PGA Tour event, first Canadian Open. It felt right that it was at home, and I could drive from home and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I was a little nervous, obviously, as most people would be, because it is your first one. But it was a great experience getting to kind of be inside the whole atmosphere and stuff like that, and playing with all the players that I've watched on TV and stuff like that, and kind of take it in a bit. I met obviously a lot of the Canadian players: Corey Connors, Taylor Pendrith, Nick Taylor, Adam Hadwin. I can name so many players. I met Rory as well. Um, yeah, no, it was pretty cool. And I mean, like I said, I may have missed the cut, but I mean, it was more just the experience of kind of taking in the whole atmosphere and getting the chance to play. And now that I've kind of had that experience, I can obviously hope to build on that when I actually go out there full time and play more and more of the events next year.
Two more for you, real quick. I know your coach is from Winnipeg. He obviously hooked us up, and we'll thank Derek Ingram for that. What has
Mhm.
DI meant to your golf career so far?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on Team Canada since 2022, so obviously been kind of working with him a little bit the last few years. I mean, he's been a good help whenever I've needed the help. I yeah, I mean, he's been out there on the PGA Tour Canada, Corn Ferry Tour events, PGA Tour event this year. He obviously has a good understanding of the game, and he works with the players on tour, Corey and Taylor. So and he's worked with many players in the past as well. So he does have the knowledge of the game and at different levels. And whenever I kind of want to ask anything, he can give a pretty good idea of what I need to do and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been good for sure.
And he told me you're a big hockey fan and the Jets are your team. So not only are we talking golf here today, but a little bit of hockey. Season's
Yeah.
underway already. How excited are you for this year to see what the Jets can do?
Yeah, I'm excited for sure. I mean, we had a good year last year. Obviously, I mean, it was wish we would have gone a little bit further, but I mean, at some point, you got to go through the hardships to try to get to where you want to be, and obviously, the team wants to win the Stanley Cup, and it's really cool to see Jonathan Toews come back home as well. So, um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I mean it's a team that I know they can go very far, and it's just kind of now doing it in the playoffs, right? And they know they can get to the playoffs, and is now just now trying to go as far as they can.
It's been a great story to follow, an exciting time, obviously, and I know you've been really busy. So appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this, and we'll be excited to watch you coming up here on the PGA Tour full time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.